Hi everyone, welcome. So in this session I'm going to explain about types of competition. So the topic is perfect competition. I am Sadhana AG, Assistant Professor in SRS First Grade College, Chitradurga. So in market structure there are two types of competition: perfect competition and imperfect competition. So imperfect competition again classified as monopoly, duopoly, oligopoly and monopolistic competition. In this session, I am going to explain about perfect competition. So what is perfect competition? Let us understand meaning. So perfect competition refers to the market situations where there are large number of buyers and sellers engaged in buying and selling homogeneous products at uniform prices. That means in perfect competition, there will be large number of buyers, that is customers will be in large numbers, and sellers again will be in large numbers. They all will be selling or operating or dealing in homogeneous products. That means similar, same or identical products, and that too with uniform prices, that is same prices. All the seller will be offering the products at same prices. For example, in big cities, in shopping streets, there will be many vendors or sellers or shops will be selling similar products, and the prices will also be similar, as well as there will be large number of buyers also. We can see that. Okay, so that is the example. So we can understand the concept of perfect competition better by knowing its features. So these are the features of perfect competition. Let us understand these features in detail one by one. So first feature, that is large number of buyers and sellers. So there should be a large number of buyers and sellers operating in the market, and the quantity bought or sold is so small that no single seller or buyer can influence the market price. That means no individual buyer can influence the market price by changing his demand. That means if one individual buyer decide to purchase or decide not to purchase, his decision will never or will not be influencing the market price. It means if you want to purchase or if you will to purchase or not, that is not going to affect the overall market and also the price. It is going to remain same, as well as no single firm is in a position to affect the market price by varying its output. That means if one seller or producer in the market is deciding to produce or not to produce, that is not going to influence or affect the market, because there are large number of buyers and sellers. So that is why one person cannot influence. Next feature, that is homogeneous product. So the product produced and sold by producers is homogeneous. That is, they are perfect substitutes for one another and products are identical. That means if you want to purchase, there are many identical products available in the market. All the sellers are offering similar products to the buyers. So next feature is there is free entry and exit. So the firms under perfect competition enjoy full freedom either to start business venture or to close their business. That means because all the firms are earning normal profit in the perfect competition, so that is why they have the option. So if they wish, a new venture, a new entrepreneur can set up the business. There is a free entry, and if they wish to close their business, there is free exit also. So next is perfect knowledge of the market. So both buyers and sellers are fully aware of the price that are being offered and accepted. That means in perfect competition, all buyers are expected to know the market price of the product, and the producers also have the knowledge of the market. So the producer can sell at the price as much as they like, and the buyers also can buy as much as they like, because both have the knowledge. Next feature is perfect mobility of factors of production. That is, the factors of production move from one place to another without any restriction. That is, you can move the factor of production, that is capital, land, labor. There are no restriction for the movement of these factors of production. They can be moved from one place to another place. Next is regarding absence of transportation cost. So it is assumed that under perfect competition, all the firms work so close to each other, and hence no cost is incurred to transport, or there is equal transport cost incurred by all. That means one thing, there is no transportation cost at all, or very less cost is incurred, and even though if it is incurred, all of the firms or suppliers or producers are going to incur same transportation cost. Next is about price. So there is a existence of single and uniform price. That is, all participants are price takers. That means not even the buyer or not even the seller can give or say that at this price I am going to sell. No, they cannot choose to give the price, as they are the price takers. That means here all participants are considered as price takers. Both buyers and sellers cannot influence the price. They should accept the prevailing prices in the market. So definitely they can just take or buy. If you wish to buy at particular price, you can buy. But you cannot say that I am going to buy at this particular price only. The buyer do not have that choice, and even the seller also. What is the price fixed in the market? That is the price, uniform price for all the sellers and the buyers. Both buyers and sellers cannot influence the price. And next, government non-intervention. So as perfect competition works under market economy, there is no government intervention, and that means there are no taxes, subsidies, tax holidays, etc. Because this is a very important assumption for perfect competition, because if there are taxes, subsidies and tax holidays, again that is going to impact, okay, that is going to change the feature or nature of the perfect competition. That is why this assumption is, or this feature is included. Okay, so again this is one of the feature. There is no government intervention. These are all the features of perfect competition. Thank you. I hope you have understood the topic.